Hey all, I thought I would try to do some tarot today. Not exactly most well versed and well practiced at it, in terms of like my girlfriend does it more than I say I would do it. But I don't know, the last few days I've been reading the cards more and they seem to make a bit more sense to me. And just thought I'd do a reading for the collective that's currently watching and currently hoping for any messages that are coming up. I don't know, this card came up just like in the beginning, Knight of Swords, and I feel like this came up for me like yesterday or a couple of days ago. I'll bring up some other cards just to see what it could represent. This card just fell out, just dropped out. I'm not entirely sure about. See, I don't necessarily read the cards based off the general meaning. I just like look at the images and just try to guess. So we'll see if any other cards. So now it's the Knight of Pentacles with, I'm guessing that's the cups. How many there? Seven of cups. I feel an independent energy of like, yeah, there's an independent energy that, you know, I guess we've learned to adopt through just years of our life, and the people around us have almost like created this personality in which we believe we have to do everything ourselves and we have to not rely on others, not feel supported. And in a sense, we're taught that to be supported by others or to rely on others is a bad thing and it's something you shouldn't be doing. And I don't know, that's the energy I get from that, the first card at the very least. And the second card, it feels like it's like unfulfilled wishes. And maybe that's similar to the first in the sense we feel like we can't rely on others or we can't get the things we need, truly need. And there's these unfulfilled desires for emotional and social connection that we're either unaware of or we are aware of, but we don't believe that things can change and that we can actually meet our own needs or get our needs met by other people. I don't know what the actual meaning of the cards mean like generally, but that's the vibe I'm getting from it. Yeah, this feeling of like independence and like holding one's own cups, trying to fill one's own cups, but almost like being, how do you say it, overwhelmed, not feeling like one can actually like get what they need themselves, because we're not necessarily supposed to meet all our needs ourselves. Sometimes we actually have to rely on others and feel supported. Let's see if any other cards might come out, and let's see. Well, a lot of cards just came out, but not entirely sure if all of them are meant to be. Oh, this one feels. Oh shit! All right, well, that wasn't the one I wanted, but I like the one I saw. Oh wow! One of these cards I've gotten from my girlfriend in the past. Oh, like literally yesterday. All right, so there's the reverse star. And I forgot what we were talking about, like in reference to us. Oh yeah, I think it was about filling your own cup. I guess this is also relevant. It's like, I guess the star to me, she's filling her own pond, and also that's allowing her to like give to the nature around her, give to the others around her. And so I feel like to me this represents self-love and like caring about yourself and giving yourself what you need and what you truly want, or like at least being able to meet your own needs in some, you know, in your own way. Even if it's for others, that's also true. Yeah. And then through meeting your own needs, you're able to meet the needs of others around you. Like how she's pouring it there, she's pouring both cups in, and but then it's reversed. So to me, that represents maybe that right now, whoever's watching, the collective watching, should focus on, because this came up with my girlfriend and we were talking about self-love, and it's like, it's to focus on giving to yourself, on loving yourself, and showing yourself that you mean a lot to yourself, to actually have that attitude towards yourself that you would have to somebody else. And it's also to, how would you say, to be honest about your needs and to be honest about the things you want. Because sometimes we push away our needs, or we push what's happening within us internally, because we don't want to face the fact that we need things from others, or we need some sort of emotional support that comes from outside ourselves. And especially in the spiritual field, it's like always about doing your own thing or being independent, or like, everything's within you. But sometimes you do need love. Sometimes you do need reassurance from others, and that makes you feel better. And that's a self-loving thing. Self-love isn't about only giving to yourself and pushing everyone else away. It's about being open to who you really are and what you really need, and actually like following the urges, the desires within you that are true to you, and that can bring positive change if you meet those needs. And that's what self-love is. Self-love isn't just doing everything yourself and being hyper independent, which is again like what I feel like this card is. And then the reverse, it's like maybe we all have these certain patterns and behaviors in which we don't show the love to ourselves that we need, and we keep searching it outside, or we keep hoping that something changes, or we keep wishing that things were different without actually taking any measurable change in the way we approach ourselves and the ways that we care about ourselves and show ourselves whatever love we might need. And there's also this card. And to me, I don't know what this represents to like the basic, or like the normal meanings of the image or the card. To me, it's like maybe there's opportunities for your needs to be met, and they're actually coming to you, divinely, and they're being handed to you. But like the guy in the picture, it's like you're turning away, crossing your arms and saying, that's not what I want, or that's not what I need, because it's not in the exact image or way that you thought it would come. Or that we're just programmed and been conditioned to not accept certain help, or to reach out for certain help when it's being given to us, because we again believe we need to be hyper independent, or hyper not dependent on others. And that's what this card I think represents. And in relation to the rest, it's like this learned behavior of always putting oneself down and choosing to not follow what we need, or not even to like, how would you say it, like when opportunities come up that we might actually get the things we want and we get the things we need, we push it away, because we've been taught that we can't have what we want, or we can't have what we need, and especially from others, we can't rely on those people. And so that's what I feel like this represents to me, is that like, it's like, his cup isn't full in a sense, or like he's being given something, but there's this learned behavior of pushing away maybe these other cups he got himself, and he believes he has to get everything himself. And even like meditating beneath a tree, it's like the common spiritual like adage of like, I do everything myself, and I am, just, I don't accept help. I need to, I even had this sort of behavior, like in this sort of mindset when I was first starting on the spiritual journey, because I was also just didn't trust that anyone else had the right answers. I believed I knew everything. And, to some extent I still do, but we're all on that path. Also, this came up. I feel like I've gotten this before. Yeah, it's reverse this. I mean, it's not the worst vibe, but it's not the greatest vibe. Yeah, she's like looking at because it came in reverse, but she's like looking down at the cups that have spilled, but isn't looking at the cups behind her that are still there. And I just realized, yeah, lots of cup energy right now. I feel like this could mean like too focused on the past, too focused on what might have happened before, and not seeing the abundance or the support we have in this moment, or the things that we can do for ourselves in this moment that can help us feel better, or that can just help us feel lighter, more free. Every moment of our lives, we get to choose, or we get to, decide how we're thinking, or what's on our mind, and what's our main focus. And I feel like this is like showing that our current proclivity or our current habit of like thought and of behavior is to always look at what we don't have, to always look at what's wrong with the current moment, and never to look at the abundance surrounding us. I do this too. I've been doing it past few days, like so much worry about money and finances and living and surviving, but things always work out. And we don't always look at the fact that things always do work out. Or we don't look at the things that we do have or that have been given to us. We don't look at the miracles that have happened in our lives. We always focus on the tragedies, the bad things. And I feel like that's what that card represents. Hopefully this resonates with people. Yeah, it's like, never actually read up all the common meanings for all the cards. That's why my girlfriend's done that more. But we'll see if anything else comes up. Not seeing so far. Yeah, so the general feeling I'm getting from this tarot reading is caring about yourself more, showing yourself more love, and also unlearning the habits of mind and behavior that keep us entrenched in the thought that we have to do it all ourselves, that we can't accept help, especially because, we probably learned this from years of trauma and our parents telling us what they believed was right. I don't know shit. Most parents don't. I've yet to meet a good parent. I don't know if this resonates actually. No, that didn't really come out. So there's one card out there, but maybe this isn't. Oh, two cards came out. All right. What if when they just fly out? It makes you. So I don't know which one. All right, this one feels better. Oh, I got this as well. I got this one literally yesterday or the other day, and for me, it represented like hype, like again, like that independence, like trying to do everything yourself. But I don't know, there's a better feeling. I feel like the energy from it's different today. It's like the dualities of the white and black. It's like completion, or like becoming whole in oneself. And to become whole in oneself is to become wholly aware of everything within us, the good and the bad and the good, or like, and also all the habits we might have, again, like, and how we think and what we do. But I feel like this card is also referencing that in the future we're going to become like a good king for ourselves in that sense, or like we're going to prosper in the leadership of how we treat ourselves, of how we engage in our own lives and how we engage in our own selves. And yeah, I don't know, that's the vibe I'm getting. It's a good vibe. The other one, remember when I got it, wasn't like, not the worst vibe, but it was like different. But this one feels like, yeah, it's like whoever you are, like whoever's watching, all of us, we're all on the path to learning how to actually take care of ourselves the right way, to manage our kingdom, our domain, the way we actually want, and to treat ourselves in the ways that people never got to treat us, and then to show ourselves the love we never got. And in that way we become the king of our own lives, and we reign upon the life that we have with beauty and understanding. Yeah. And the next card I got was the Ace of Swords. I'm not entirely sure, like I haven't gotten this one before, but like I haven't read this one before, so I'm just gonna. What's the vibe I get? I guess it's like, I don't know. Let me just try to feel the vibe. Maybe this is like, like connected to this. It's the unconscious. Like this is the future of what we currently want, but these are the unconscious or like mind habits that can maybe take us down, because it's like the crown on top, but then it's reversed, and it's like punching through. It's like our own negative thoughts and our own ways of seeing ourselves, and again, how we lead ourselves could prove detrimental to our like general well-being, the way we feel about life, the way we feel about where we are. But it's also to show that like you have the power. You're the one. Your hand is the one like holding, the reins of your life. And we can either stab ourselves, or we can actually hold this power and like rise above. But I feel like this is showing that there's always the potential for us to hurt ourselves, in our thoughts, in our emotion, or like in just the way we treat ourselves, the way we approach ourselves, the mindset we have. There's always the potential to hurt ourselves, because the people who hurt us the most in the end of the day is usually ourselves, in the sense of how we treat, or like how we go about in our lives trying to get our needs met, or going to certain people who can't meet our needs, but we keep going to them even though they've shown us that they won't. It's like, you could blame the person, you can blame them because they aren't doing the right thing, but at the end of the day, we also have to blame or take responsibility. We are the ones holding the sword that is lacerating our very, our emotions. We're the ones choosing to keep repeating the same pattern of, oh, this person, yeah, I need to go to this person, but they never give us what we need. And so it's like to show that like you're the one in power. If you have needs, or if you have desires that aren't being met and you believe they'll make you happy, don't wait on others. Don't wait on some other power or even God to give you that thing you need. Do whatever you can to meet those needs. Do whatever you can to reach those goals and desires. Don't wait. Don't wait. I guess, is another vibe I'm getting. I got this one next, but it was reversed. Alright, so what's the vibe? Yeah, to me it feels like imprisonment, but it's like there's hope for a new day with all the green on it. This feels like an imprisonment, not physical. It's like the mind. Whoever's watching, it's like you feel imprisoned by your mind at times. You feel like you can't escape the thoughts within your head that keep repeating, and maybe have been repeating for like, years. And but again, maybe it's like the rest of the cards is to show that this imprisonment it won't last forever, and it's also not out of your own power. I don't know, for a lot of us, we just think our minds are just like these things that just go on, and they do have, in a sense, their own autonomy, but the one allowing the reins of that autonomy at the end of the day is us. And so, yeah, I don't know, this represents to me just like, how would you say it? Yeah, it's like the imprisonment of our own self, believing that there's something outside again that's like keeping us imprisoned. But in reality, we're the ones, like, even in this picture, he's like holding one of the staffs. It's like the prison is around him, but in a sense, he built it himself, He's holding it, and he could probably easily escape, but it's the mind that's keeping him entrenched in this prison of his. And it's like, yeah, it's like the prison that he's created is wood and natural, like, and made of that, but then the ground beneath him is solid. You can't. It's like that's already been, I don't know, cemented. But the thing, like, yeah, the foundation of that is already cemented. But he could escape out through the things that he's put down himself. But I don't know, something's keeping him there. I guess he's wishing to be there. He's also injured in the mind. Ah, another one. Yeah, he's injured in his head. So it's like this injury of his mind is making him believe he can't leave. Maybe the injury of all of our minds is, you know, the trauma that we've experienced through our parents and different things. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it was a good tarot reading. I don't know how long tarot reading. I feel like a lot of tarot readings go for a long time, but what's the general gist of this tarot reading? Some more things are coming up. Oh, okay, there's like quite a lot of cards. Yeah, general gist is like, take care of, like, love yourself, or like, not just that, just take care of yourself and focus on a mindset of like creating joy in your life, creating love in your life, caring about yourself in a meaningful way. Oh shit. Okay. Well, we got the Ace of Swords before, and now we got the Ace of Wands, but it was reversed again. It's like, again, it's like this power of like potential. There's so much potential within us, within you. So much potential, but like that potential is like, it's going inward. The potential is just, it's not expressing outwardly, it's going all the way back inside. And it's like, you know, all that potential is like laying dormant within us, and it's not being allowed its natural expression. And I feel like this card is supposed to represent, or supposed to show, like, you're meant to express what's within you. You're meant to express your talents. You're meant to express the things that you feel inspired to do, or you feel inspired to follow. You are meant to be whatever you want to be in this life. Whatever you feel called to do is your calling, and the only person who can stop you is, at the end of the day, yourself. And yeah, I feel like it's to represent, yeah, it's just, there's all this great potential within us, and we have to learn that just because other people might not accept us, or accept our gifts, or accept whatever talents we might have, that doesn't mean you stop expressing them. Loving yourself is expressing yourself, self-expression. And at the end of the day, the most valued people, most famous people in the world are those who express themselves fully, are those who other people resonate because they see themselves in those expressions. And so yeah, don't look down on whatever's within you, or don't look down on the life and the love that is within you, and within all the talents and all the gifts you might have that are meant to be given to this world. Don't put yourself down. Believe in your power, in who you are. Bro, all these are reversed. I mean, I did shuffle them, so, but yeah, it's this one. I got this one as well a few days ago. It's like, to me, it feels like constantly having to balance, you know, oneself. And even in the back, there's like all these ships like going off. But it's like, yeah, constantly having to balance these thoughts in our minds that are constantly like contradicting one another. Like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I be this way? Should I be that way? And a lot of those thoughts, I feel like, have come from the social environment that we've, you know, grown up in. A lot of the things we want to do, we want to really do them, but we hit this wall because we've been taught that, like, you can't do those things. We've been taught you can't be the person you want to be. You have to constantly juggle and balance and always, you know, second guess yourself, because that's what people have been taught. Because if you do something, yeah, it's like we've been taught, like, oh, if you do this, and if this is something you really want to express in your heart, you might hurt others, or, you know, they're going to get sad because or you know what, you know, like your parents, like, oh, I want to express this, and then your parents are like, oh no, fuck that. Oh no, they say like, yeah, like just no, you're not allowed to do that, and it's just like, yeah, it's like this constant juggling act of like who we really are, the unconscious behind us, which is this look, yeah, the unconscious like waves of emotion are like crashing and just burning, but it's like, and he looks so like sad or like unsure of himself. He's like, I don't know what to do, and it's like that's the physical part, but the emotional part is what actually hurts and is the most powerful. So again, I feel like this is like listening to yourself, listening to the true voice, the inner core within, and not to, how do you say, not to fall into the same habits that our parents have taught us, you know, to keep second guessing ourselves, or whoever else is in your life that teaches you you can't just, you know, you can't do what you want, or you can't be the person you want to be, because you always have to measure and, you know, yeah, constantly like think about your next move. That's what this represents, like constantly anxiety about oneself, because yeah, we've been taught not to trust ourselves. Yeah, I feel like that's the energy I'm getting. Anyway, yeah, I hope this is helpful. I feel like that was a good reading, like the first reading of mine. So in summary, yeah, I feel like this reading's about being your true self, being who you are, and to recognize like, yeah, I don't know, don't be afraid of who you really are and what you really are, and that not being afraid and actually like going for what you want, and fulfilling the needs within you, and actually like taking steps and being that, you know, person, you will find success. You will actually find that your steps meet solid ground. And at the end of the day, the imprisonment right now is our own minds. It's the beliefs and thoughts in the limiting beliefs and thoughts in our mind that say you can't do this, or you can't be this. You can do anything. You can be anything you want. Because the desire within you has been given to you for a reason. And that reason is because God wants you to do those things. And God wants you to be happy. And God is just ourself at the end of the day. You know? Yeah. And a little symbol. Thank you.